All right. We're recording this one on Wednesday night. It's going up on Thursday. How's everybody doing today? A random thought I had, episode number 4. Again, a podcast by Matt Cozy. If you guys aren't familiar with who I am a nerd, a gamer, a loser, somebody who will change your life. I don't know. I don't know what I call myself, but hey, I'm here to talk to you about a random thought that I had. You know what's extra funny right now is I actually am rethinking the name of this podcast while I'm mid 4th episode. That's, we're going to keep the same name, but I just realized, I have multiple random thoughts per podcast. I don't stay on one solid topic during a podcast. You can look at the past 3 episodes, completely varying topics. I just do random topic changes mid-episode. Is it a personality flaw? Am I going to disguise it behind some sort of an artistic vision? Probably, but I hope everybody's having a great day on this Thursday afternoon, night, Friday. I don't know when you're watching this. It seems that the viewership for the podcast is kind of all over the place, and I'm not complaining about that. I think it's cool that people even want to hear me talk at all. You know, I don't have an insane amount of plays on this podcast, but the people who do watch it, that shit means a lot. I've had people literally tweet at me hey, check out Cozy's podcast. It's super chill. I watch it when I drive. I listen to it on the way to work. I have my friends telling me yo, when's the next podcast? And I think I just have awesome friends. I think that's just an anomaly. But I'm here recording the 4th episode because I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying doing this podcast. See, I've always subscribed to the idea of kind of hating on audio, in that audio is very prehistoric in nature, and the future is always video, and audio really isn't that big of a medium to say or do anything, especially anything that has meaning. And I'm starting to realize most of the content that I consume throughout the course of a week, throughout the course of a month, throughout the course of the last couple of years of my life has been mostly podcasts. And sure, the majority of them are in video format, but I listen to them while I'm driving my car. I listen to them while I'm getting work done for my videos. I listen to them while I am at the gym. Oh god, I have something stuck in my throat right now. I just literally deep-throated an entire mug of eggnog. So I just, my throat is all sorts of fucked up right now. Just ignore that. If I sound a little bit weird, if I sound like I've been going through puberty right now, it's because my throat is just, it doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know what to do right now. But what the fuck was I even talking about? Oh yes, podcasts. So I'm kind of taking this sort of new approach to my content. Not even just my podcast, but also my YouTube videos. Also, just anything that I put out into the internet. I'm realizing that you don't just need video to set the scene. It's not all about my face. It's not all about, just making sure that things are fixated straight on me. You can set the scene with audio. And I would argue that I am much stronger in audio than I am in video. And I don't mean by audio quality. I just mean that I think I'm a butch. That's ironic. I think I'm a much better talker than I am a presenter, if that makes any sense. I think that I'm a little more confident if I'm just behind a microphone versus, say right now you were interviewing me, you had a video camera in my face. I think I could execute my ideas a lot better if I was in front of a mic. So that's kind of where my thought process is. That doesn't mean I'm writing off video. For everybody who watches my videos, no, I'm not replacing YouTube and Twitch with Anchor or anything stupid like that. I'm just, you gotta double down on your strengths. So while I do want to get better at video, and I am taking the necessary steps to catch up in that avenue, because I'm not stupid. I understand. It's 2019. You got to have a video strength. If you're not showing people something, then that's a big part of your content just down the drain. I get that. God, my throat is just on fire right now. But I just want to play to my audio strength. That's why I started a podcast. I've wanted to start a podcast forever. I've told you guys this a million times. So this is just me right now, capitalizing on my audio, realizing that I think the power of the content I make is in what I have to say, not so much what I directly have to show people. Do I want to get better at showing people things and just getting my ideas across with video, not, lagging behind my audio? Yes. That's a goal of mine. I don't have a really nice camera. I think, the nicest camera I have is on my iPhone XR. Yeah, I'm rich like that. I can get an iPhone XR. Get at me. So, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to accomplish with this conversation. I'm just letting you guys know I am so stoked that some people in the world give a shit about my podcast, so that's why I'm here, and I'm talking to you on Wednesday night. Yeah, we're living in dark mode right now. I'm putting this out on Thursday morning. You might be watching this a year from now. I have no idea. But speaking of dark, it's been a dark week. If you guys watched the most recent episode, my friends left me to go on a romantic vacation to Ireland. And it's actually been a good week because I spent the week with my friend Liam, who was in the army for 9 months and he just came back to visit. He's actually gone right now. Currently, as I'm recording this, he's on his way back to where his base is. I'm not going to dox him or anything, but he's on his way back. It's like a 16-hour drive. Rest his soul. I feel so bad for him. But while I did really, really enjoy spending this week with him, it's been tripping me out because I cannot function if I'm not being productive. I am not the best version of myself if I don't have some sort of work, some sort of action, some sort of, productive situation to kind of sink my teeth into. And I think Tim specifically picked up on that when me and Renner were picking him up from the airport. And I was telling him about my week and stuff like that, and I just haven't done anything over the last week. I haven't uploaded a single video. I haven't streamed once. I made one episode of a podcast pretty much telling you guys that I was taking the next week off, and it's been a lot for me. I've been making content and having videos and streams and creating to look forward to since I'm legitimately 12 years old. Taking a week off from that is a lot. It's a lot for me. It's never easy, and while everybody needs a break every once in a while, I don't think I particularly work that hard. I always feel like there's more that I could be doing. I always feel that, while maybe I'm putting this time in, and currently it's 10 p.m. right now, I'm recording a podcast. I could be sleeping or working out or doing something like that. I'm taking the time to record. I always feel like there is more to be done. There's more to be said. There's more footwork to be put in. And it comes down to self-motivation. Obviously, if you want to build something yourself, it's all about motivating yourself to do it. And that is something I have not done over the last week. I've just pretty much been like, okay, I got a lot of hours at work. I got Liam visiting. That doesn't happen, all the time. I'm going to have to sacrifice something. It's either I barely see Liam and he gets pissed at me because he never comes back, rightfully so. Or I don't go to work and lose my job. Not really possible. I wake up at the crack of dawn, make videos, and wake up my mom and get her pissed off at me. Or I take the week off of making content. And it sucks. It has sucked. Taking the week off of doing everything that I love to do and am passionate about and haven't stopped doing since I'm 12, it has sucked. But what's a silver lining? My therapist tells me to just look at, he kind of talks like this. He's like, well, I hear you, but what's one positive aspect of this negative situation? And I hate him for it. I hate him for it because he's so right. He's so right. What's the positive? Well, the positive is I'm recording this at 10 p.m. because I cannot possibly wait another second to record this podcast, and it's just my luck. I would start something that I'm super passionate about right before I have to take a huge hiatus from doing what I love. So that's why I'm here right now recording an episode of the podcast. Because I couldn't wait another minute to do it. And listen, that's a big positive. That outweighs the negative. Sure, I took a week off. Okay, I mean, it's a slow time of year. You know, a lot of the people that are going to be watching Call of Duty content, which is what I make on my YouTube channel, they're not really dipping their feet in that quite yet. The new game's coming out in 2 weeks. Call of Duty Mobile just dropped, but I don't think anybody really cares about that. If there was any time to take a week off, it would be now. So I'm not getting too worked up about it. I'm not going too hard on myself. I'm not being a dick to myself. I understand why I did it. It was maybe not the best route I could have taken. I could have taken some of my free time the previous month and made extra content so that it wouldn't be dry when Liam got here. But hindsight is always 20/20. And listen, that's fine. That's fine, because I'm getting right back on the wagon. Call of Duty Modern Warfare comes out in 2 weeks. I'm surrounded by an amazing group of creators known as Carnage Clan. I'm chilling. My situation could be way worse right now. I'm looking at it with the positives. We're doing very exciting things in the gaming industry. And you know what? I just started this amazing podcast that I love doing and actually have people who are listening to it. You know, when I decided that I was going to do this, 30 seconds before I did it, I was thinking like, this might be a huge waste of time. This is kind of how I think. Like, I kind of think in terms of resources. I'm like, well, if I'm taking resources to make a podcast, that's obviously coming out of my resources to create YouTube videos or to start live streams or to, I don't know, just do anything. Make skits, if you will. And while that's true, I still believe that. I am really starting to feel like this is worth it. I'm starting to feel that, I'll make this a little more relatable for you guys. Say you don't make content, but say you have, you could join a club at school. That's not just created time. You're going to have to sacrifice some time after school. Obviously, it's pretty trivial. In school you have so much more time. It's not exactly a parallel situation, but, you could get home from school and start doing your homework right away. I mean, I knew kids that was doing homework on the bus on the way back from school. Those were some absolute geniuses. I think that's what Elon Musk did in his age. But, it's kind of the same situation. You could take an opportunity and realize that you do only have so much time in a day. You take a certain percentage or a certain amount of resources of time out of your day and allocate it to something else. And I think that's fine. Okay, maybe I put out one less video every 2 weeks because I'm recording this podcast. It takes me like 20 minutes per episode unless I'm feeling extra frisky and want to keep going. And I think that's okay. I think the creative energy that I draw from making this podcast is worth it. I think that's fine. I think that, wow, this has been like a super meta episode so far. I'm literally just making a podcast episode about the podcast, but fuck it, I'm going to leave this all in. This is what I'm feeling today. This is my comeback episode. It's going to be as ranty as I want it to be. The creative energy that I draw from making this podcast is worth whatever it's taking away from whatever else I'm doing. I want to do this. I want to record this podcast. And you know what? I'm going to double down on what I want to do. Not only am I good at it, at least I think I am, I like doing it. And I think that's where your resources should go. Like my passions change and they divulge from one thing to another. They divert from one thing to another. And it's frustrating because it feels like I can't stay in the same lane for too long. I get antsy and I start, scratching at myself and I gotta go. I just gotta go. I gotta go. That's how my brain works. But the positive silver lining of that is, okay, well, I can't get cramped up in the same room for too long. I can look at it as I outgrow the room that I'm spending a lot of time in. So if I'm spending a lot of time somewhere and I'm not really drawing anything new and I'm not drawing inspiration from it, my brain forces me to get out of there. If something isn't growing, if something isn't going forward, my brain says, sorry, this isn't for me. And an example of that is Carnage Clan. No, I'm not leaving Carnage Clan. No, I don't have any negative opinion of it. But I think that if we didn't have the leadership that we did, thank you to Carnage Apollo and Carnage Espresso and everybody who helps the team go forward, if there weren't some visionaries in that team making it push forward, I don't think I'd still be there. If I didn't have inspiration to draw from the people who surround me, I don't think I would be there. I think I would outgrow it. And that's one of my favorite things about Carnage, is that I don't think I'm gonna ever outgrow it. I don't think I'm ever not gonna be excited about something that's going on. I don't think that I'm ever going to feel complacent in that team. I think I'm always just gonna feel like it's moving forward and it's a moving operation and that I'm going forward with it. And I will certainly always feel challenged by it. At this trajectory, I don't see the challenge stopping anytime soon. And I think that's so cool. I think that's where a lot of success comes from. That's where I think a lot of the best memories and a lot of the best things you're going to build throughout your life come from. Something that challenges you. If you're sitting there and, I don't know, your creative endeavors just feel like you're clocking in every day, well, maybe you outgrew it. I'm not going to say what I'm currently feeling that way about, because that's a thought that I still have in my head, and I'm still sitting on that. But bear with me here. If you're a creator, and you're doing something, and you're making a certain type of thing, certain type of content, if you're making a certain type of masterpiece, if you're building it, and it's starting to feel a lot like, you just show up, you're putting your dues, you walk out, you're done. Then maybe there's something better out there. Maybe it needs to be found. Maybe it needs to find you. And this could go for anything. It's not just creative endeavors. It could be your job. It could be your friend group. It could be your relationship. It could be anything. If it's not challenging you in a positive way, and it's not growing with you while you're in the growing phase of your life, which is most of your life, then maybe something needs to change. If you're in a relationship, that doesn't mean end the relationship. If you're in a friend group, it doesn't mean leave the friend group. If you're in a team and you're working on a project, it doesn't mean just flip the table over, but it means, hey, keep your eyes open. Maybe you need to challenge somebody. Maybe there's something that you need to look for within that situation, and that's so important, man. That's so important to just be challenged by the world around you. You know, it's corny and it's cliche to say, hey, get out of your comfort zone, but there's a reason why so many people say it. They don't say it because they gotta put hashtag ad after it. Nobody's paying them to say this. This is legitimate advice that does work. If you're feeling complacent, if you feel like you're standing still, hell, I mean, like if you're working out, you're doing the same workouts every day and you're starting to feel like you're clocking in and you're just showing up to maintain, it's time to do a different workout, in my opinion. I think most people, most dietitians, most personal trainers and lifters would tell you, yeah, you got to shock your muscles. You got to do something else. Run uphill or something, dog. Don't go to the gym anymore. Go run outside. I'll do something, man. This isn't supposed to feel like you're just showing up for work. And I think that's the moral of the story today. Challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to look for more. If the room's getting too small for you, open the door. And I'm hoping that somebody listening to this tries to open a door, even thinks about opening a door, or hell, opens the fucking window and jumps out. It's It's something that I strive to do every single day. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you guys so much for watching the podcast. This has been a random thought I had. Episode number 4. You're going to do great things, guys.